So we're diving into the world of underground election betting in India.
Yeah, it's a fascinating and surprisingly influential market.
This isn't your typical poll, right? We're talking about real money, high stakes, and a history that goes way back.
Exactly. It's called the Satta Bazar, and it's been around for centuries, I think.
So how does a civil war in the U.S. shape election betting in India? That's kind of wild.
It's a wild story involving cotton, colonial pressures, and the birth of a speculative market. It's pretty crazy.
So what exactly is the Satta Bazaar for those who don't know?
It's basically an informal speculative market where people bet on the outcome of Indian elections. It's illegal, so it operates on trust, you know?
Trust and encrypted WhatsApp messages, apparently.
Exactly. It's gone online, but the core principles remain the same. Traders buy and sell contracts based on their predictions.
And these markets, they just pop up every election cycle?
Like clockwork. They disappear and reappear, fueled by speculation and inside information.
How big are we talking? Are these just small-time bets or serious money?
Faladi, which is one of the biggest markets, reportedly sees trades of hundreds of millions of dollars.
Wow, that's insane.
But remember, it's all illegal, so take those figures with a grain of salt, you know?
Right, no official records here. Makes sense.
Yeah. The biggest trading days are usually right before the election results. Lots of action through private WhatsApp groups, even using Bitcoin.
Dubai and Singapore are apparently key locations for these operations.
That's where many of the big operators are based, using registered phone numbers for WhatsApp. It's all very secretive.
So let's get to the really interesting part. How did the U.S. Civil War lead to the rise of the Satta Bazaar in India?
It all comes down to cotton, really. The U.S. was the biggest producer, relying heavily on slave labor.
And then the Civil War hits and everything changes.
Exactly. Cotton production and exports collapsed, creating a huge void in the global market.
Enter India, stage right.
India was the second largest producer, and they stepped in to fill the gap.
So India's cotton industry, boomed during the Civil War?
Absolutely. Exports skyrocketed. It was a huge deal.
And this led to price instability, I guess?
Precisely. The fluctuating prices created a need for speculation and hedging, leading to the informal Satta Bazaar of the Bombay Cotton Trade Association.
So it was a way to, manage the risk of these volatile cotton prices?
Exactly. A decade later, it was formalized into futures trading.
So India had one of the world's largest futures markets in the early 1900s? That's kind of surprising.
Yes, but it didn't last, unfortunately.
What happened?
British government intervention, pressured by industry lobbies like the Iverpee Cotton Exchange.
Colonial pressures stifling the Indian market. Figures.
Exactly. After independence, these markets were blamed for price spikes and became scapegoats for the government.
Leading to clampdowns and restrictions, right?
Not just on cotton, but on all commodities. It was pretty broad.
So the Satta Bazaar we see today is a direct result of this history?
In a way, yes. The Civil War created the conditions for its birth, and subsequent government policies shaped its current form.
It's a fascinating example of globalization and how events in one part of the world can have unexpected consequences elsewhere.
Absolutely. It highlights the interconnectedness of global trade and the enduring human desire to speculate. People just love to bet, I guess.
So how accurate are these Satta Bazaars when it comes to predicting election outcomes? Are they any good?
They're generally considered to be better than exit polls, but they're not perfect, of course.
They have their own biases, I imagine?
Yes, and it's important to remember that they're based on speculation and sentiment, not necessarily on hard data. So take it with a grain of salt.
What's the future of the Satta Bazaar? Will it continue to thrive in the digital age, you think?
As long as there's uncertainty and the desire to bet on elections, it's likely to persist in some form. It might evolve, but it'll be there.